The PHNX Coyotes podcast. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah here with PD, Craig as usual. We've got Danielle behind the Mac, and I remembered to say that today because our former man behind the Mac, Shawn DePaz, is joining us today from Boston, Massachusetts, so we can bring him in. Shawn, wow. Now
What's
you're
up?
a guest on our show on behalf of the What Chaos podcast. Welcome to the
What
show.
a world. What a world we live in. Never thought I'd see the day. You're forced to acknowledge me now.
The Sabre jerseys in the background. I'm sure that wasn't.
And the Coyotes.
I know. I'm sure
Except
there was
his
some
head's
rearranging.
blocking
It just happened to be that way.
There was
actually.
definitely
that's normal life there. Actually,
No,
Go ahead.
He did it on purpose. He did it on purpose.
What better way to get over Hump Day than have Shawn DePaz on the show?
I know.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I
of
don't think
this.
it's going to work for me. I'm sorry, Shawn. That's not enough. Like, I'm having a bad freaking day. Like, it's great to see Shawn.
You're having a bad day. I'm having a great day.
Yeah.
Charles, who's here in the chat, brought cookies for the whole office.
Yeah. Okay.
Four different options because there were sugar cookies, chocolate chip, dairy free, and then vegan.
I'm saving
Did you
myself.
say
for
there
those 'cause I
were
got
or there
something else
still
planned
are?
first.
Are there some left?
No, they're in there. And then if you're watching on YouTube, we have a lovely basket on the table that Cheryl, a SZ in our chat, sent us from Pittsburgh.
From Pittsburgh.
Chocolate covered pretzels and
If
more
anybody
snacks.
wants my address, I'm more than happy to send it to you.
CWP didn't tell me that they were dairy free. What the heck?
They're labeled.
That's a game changer.
They're labeled. Yeah, and the Circle K snack cart got refreshed today. So
Yeah, I need
with
to have
pastries.
words with, I think, Max probably,
Yeah.
because I was out there begging for Circle K baked goods.
Again,
Couldn't
we'll
get
to
one,
this.
no matter how much I begged, how much
And
I
meat
cried.
sticks. I see meat sticks.
we
from here.
got meat sticks.
There
too.
are meat sticks
Please
as
don't
well.
call it
Oh,
that.
and the meat sticks are back?
Yeah.
Meat sticks
Can
are
we
back.
not call it that?
That's
Can
what
we
they
please
are. They're
not
meat
call it
sticks.
that?
It
Okay.
said, are they meat sticks?
No,
That's what
Happened
they
to a
call
meat stick.
I don't.
They're
I,
a meat stick.
They're a
I
meat
don't-
stick.
I don't care. I don't care.
Oh my gosh.
Hump day meat stick.
Anywho, yeah, lots to talk about with Shawn. First of all, we want to catch up with you because we have Pete and DJ on the show weekly. You've chimed in here and there, but we haven't really talked to you since you moved to Boston. So how's it going? How's Boston? How's the weather?
More importantly, how's baby?
I mean, those are the answers to those questions are very different. The weather sucks. Boston is awesome. I've eaten about 25 to 300 chicken parm subs since I've been here.
Wow.
But it's been awesome. Went to Sabres Bruins last week with DJ. That was an awesome experience. As much as I love mullet, you kind of forget sometimes what a full size NHL arena is like. I still, I love mullet still, but it was a very good, very fun experience. I'm loving life out here so far.
How's baby?
Oh, she's amazing. She's still a brat. She's putting on, a few pounds, but that's okay. She was tiny. She's a little chonky now, but I love her nonetheless. She's got an awesome new view in my apartment, an awesome new cat tree. So life's going pretty well for her, I would have to say.
How far are you from the studio, DP, from home?
It depends what time of day I'm driving, but about 15 minutes, give or take.
So not terrible in Boston terms, because a 2 blocks could take you a half hour in Boston.
Oh yeah,
Traffic
I
stinks.
made very careful. I live in Somerville. The studio is in Somerville, and I do not have to go through any tunnels, cross any bridges, go into the city at all. Because that is another thing. If the weather out here is shitty, driving is a million times shittier. Because Boston is what happens when you have a city that was made before cars. None of the roads make any damn sense.
Yep.
The weather takes all the lines off the road, so you don't ever really know if you're in a lane at any given point. And then also everyone in Boston is kind of an asshole, so everyone's gone all. That is a train wreck. That has been the worst part of living here for sure.
Now we're getting to the gold content right here. This is the good
Because
stuff.
in Phoenix, you could be 40 minutes from the city, but there's Indian school. I know how to get home now. Here, you drive 30 seconds away from where you are, and you might as well be in a different state. It makes no damn sense. It should be fixed, and I'm upset about it.
Have you actually gotten out and explored the city, like different areas, Cambridge?
A little
Wharf,
bit.
whatever?
I spent a night in Seaport at one point for Snowport, this big like Christmas village thing that they have.
Yep.
I did that. I've been out. I went to a bakery in the North End. Bova's, if that means anything to you, Craig.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've been a few places. I had been to Boston a few times before moving here, so I've done a lot of the touristy stuff. I've been on a duck boat. I went to Faneuil Hall, but I have spent most of my time in the Somerville, Medford, Cambridge region since I've been here.
When I come out there in the summer, I'll bring my wife, and she'll make you do like the Revolutionary Walk, and you can see like exhumed bodies and all the freakish stuff that they do out in those communities like Concord. It's really freaking weird. But
I'm a history nerd. Some of like the Salem witch stuff I'm kind of out on, but as far as like history, Revolutionary War stuff, I'm about it. So I think we could do that.
My wife and I will not be coming to Boston, and we will not be calling you to do anything.
I could live in Flagstaff, and you wouldn't come see me,
That's
PD.
fair.
I wasn't really holding my breath.
But you know me well enough to not take that personally, right?
No, not at all.
I ain't coming. I'm not coming.
No, I don't.
I already told Danielle when she took over. I said, Danielle, don't invite me to anything because I ain't going. I did. I swear to God. I told her that the first day she started. Don't take it personal. Don't invite me to anything. I ain't coming.
Are you coming to the PHNX holiday party tomorrow?
I have to.
And you will be coming to the St. Patty's Day party.
I'm not sitting there going, I can't wait for that party tomorrow. I'm going, fuck, I can go to that party.
You will be coming to St. Patty's 2.0.
Sorry, I thought there'd be no F-bombs today, and there was
Grumpy Steve is out in full force today.
PD, I was on the show. You should have known there would be some F-bombs.
I know. I said that too. I said it before.
Tara's on the phone wondering if you are coming to 2.0. So...
there is no chance I know what the hell I'm doing 3 months from now. Absolutely no.
You ask Tara to make me a sweet potato pie while you are at it, please.
So, hang on a second. So wait a minute.
So deposits coming
clarify,
from Boston.
Are you coming? Are you definitely coming to the St. Patty's Day party?
I can't say that I'm definitely coming because I don't have a flight yet, but my intention is to.
All right. You have an invitation, and you have the Gerald Bourget memorial. Not memorial. I mean, it's
memorial.
Not dead. He's not dead. But honorary suite. It's all yours. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I appreciate that very much.
Okay.
All right. We can talk hockey now.
Okay.
That was a little off the rails, as we do here. Shawn, obviously you're our Buffalo Sabres expert, and the Coyotes are playing the Sabres twice this week. Already played them on Monday, lost, play them again Saturday, but the Sabres haven't had the season, I think, when we did our preseason predictions that we all expected. So from the in-house Buffalo Sabres fan, I want to know your thoughts on the Buffalo Sabres season so far.
I mean, it's been wildly underwhelming, to say the least. I mean, the one thing that this team was good at last year was scoring goals, and now they can't really do that. So now they're a team without any consistency in net that can't play defense. They've had a bunch of injuries, and now they're not really scoring. It's very underwhelming, although I guess you didn't really see much of any of that last time these two teams met because the Sabres kind of kicked the Coyotes' ass, but I think a lot of that is Veggie's fault. So, yeah, I mean, it's been a wildly underwhelming season.
Yeah, it's funny because it's a team that we all thought we put in the same basket with Ottawa and Detroit, similar, that they're on the way up, and Detroit has I think they've exceeded expectations. I don't know if that's going to last. Ottawa, I still think they stink. Buffalo, I still thought they were going to be better, and it all started with that goaltending mess that they created with Devin Levi. That I think they thought. He's the guy. Yeah. And they should have pumped the brakes on that and got him a veteran guy to go with him to help lead him along. And they did not do that. And I think that was the first mistake coming out of the gate. I still think, though, same thing I say about the Coyotes. The Eastern Conference and the Western Conference, they're so mediocre in the middle. And we're talking Washington, Pittsburgh. Tampa hasn't had a great start. Buffalo is not out of it by any means. They're third to last, but they still can put a push. If Taves against the machine can start putting up numbers, they still could tease the playoffs. Yeah,
I mean that was my thing with as far as the goalie situation. Like it was a train wreck. They had 3 goalies at a time when they needed Devin Levi to play games, and they were doing this rotation with him, UPL, and Eric Comrie. They obviously sent him down to Rochester for a little bit, and he came back up and was quite good against the Bruins in that game that I went to. But yeah, it's just been and in the Sabres defense, they have had to deal with a lot of injuries. Tage Thompson missed a decent amount of time of wrist injury, I believe. Tuck has missed time. Delene's missed time. Jack Quinn was one of their better players near the end of the year last year, and he tore his Achilles in the offseason. He hasn't played yet. Zach Benson missed time, and he was their fun rookie at the start of the season. So, like, there are some reasons other than them just not playing well. But at the end of the day, like I said, the one good thing about them was that they could score goals, and they haven't done that at all. They've been a wildly mediocre team.
A few weeks ago in our chat, I think when we were talking to Pete and DJ, you said there's no way the Sabres are making the Yotes. Do you still stand by that, or is there a chance?
No, I still stand by that. I mean, I don't want like the whole U.S. Thanksgiving thing. Like they weren't a playoff team at that point, so that's not a good sign. And it's not like they've really played any. I don't want to say they haven't played good hockey. They haven't played consistent hockey because in these last 2-3 weeks or whatever, they've beaten the New York Rangers, they've beaten the Boston Bruins, the two best teams in the Eastern Conference. But then they lose to teams that they're not supposed to. Which I think honestly, if it had been Ingram in net and not Veggie, they probably lose to the Arizona Coyotes. So like they just have not been able to find any kind of consistency. And now that they have dug this hole for themselves and haven't played consistent hockey yet in this season, I have a hard time believing they're going to figure it out and play enough good hockey for them to make the playoffs. This is a Sabres team that always, every year, seems like they have a month where they're the best team in hockey, and that hasn't happened yet. So maybe that comes and they put themselves back in this playoff picture. But I have a hard time believing that a Buffalo sports team is going to like rally and make the playoffs. I've been hurt too many times.
That's good stuff right there.
Oh my gosh.
And it's obviously tougher in the Eastern Conference too. If they were in the West, still be
It's
in the thick
anyone's
of it.
game in the West.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Most importantly, I'm just going off the rails again. What do you miss most about us, Shawn?
Yeah,
about you three in specific.
I think producing the show and the PHNX experience.
Yeah, you can just push me to the side because I know you miss me the most. So maybe talk about everything else that maybe you miss about this show.
I mean, about the show, I do genuinely miss obviously when you put it in the context of the rest of my work schedule, it wasn't always the best. But like I do miss the late nights in the studio watching games and doing shows and
live betting the Yotes money line.
Yeah. Live betting the Yotes money line. Like I do, like that's one thing that I miss with this job is that I am not like deep into a single team community anymore. And I'm in the chat every now and then and in the Discord every now and then, but I'm not following the team quite as closely as I was. And like I definitely do miss having that being, a ride or die for the Arizona Coyotes and having, which I still am to a certain extent, but it's not the same when you're on the other side of the country and your games are too damn late now. Like if I want to stay up and watch your shows, I'm up until 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And I don't know how PHLY does it. I do not understand it. It is like, it gets to tangent. Sports out here are bullshit. Like having to wait until 8:15 at night to watch primetime football is bullshit. Having to wait until 10 p.m. at night to watch West Coast hockey is bullshit. I'm over that already. So there's a lot that I miss about you guys, about the show. I miss the fans, obviously, the diehards. I love my job here now, but you guys were my first. I'll never get over you guys.
Never forget your first.
Oh my gosh, I do appreciate you really carrying the torch for the Coyotes on What Chaos and
don't listen to today's show.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Did you shit on them?
I didn't shit on them. I just said I said in no uncertain terms that I do not think the Arizona Coyotes are going to make the playoffs. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
But I generally speaking do ride very hard for the Arizona Coyotes.
That's totally fine. You're allowed to be fair.
I think it's a fair take anyway, but go ahead.
Absolutely.
I mean, the Edmonton Oilers, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about them today.
Don't take our whole show away. But read the rundown.
It's just, and also San Jose Sharks. Look out.
And the Coyotes play them this week and next week.
Yeah, so right when they get hot.
I try to not talk about the Arizona Coyotes too much because I don't want to be that guy. But like the Sharks, I think are like this year's Coyotes of last year. Like they're a team that, outside of the fact that in the first half of the season, the Sharks were maybe the worst team in the history of the sport. like they're playing way better than I think anyone expected them, and are kind of fucking up their rebuild maybe a little bit because they're playing pretty good hockey right now. But
it's true.
Yeah.
Well, we'll face them a couple of times.
The other side of this is the Blackhawks are down there with them, and the Sharks probably know that even if they finish with the worst record in the league, they won't get the number one pick because the Blackhawks are there.
Anyway.
So.
Yeah,
Celebrini,
and also like if you're Macklin Celebrini,
yeah,
like playing in Chicago when no one is going to give a shit about anything you do because Connor Bedard is still going to be there is probably the best situation for you.
That's probably
outside
true.
of the fact that the organization cannot get out of their own way. We're putting out a piece of Chicago Blackhawks related content later tonight on What Chaos because we can't wait because tomorrow they might be in another scandal and then they become one of those teams you can't talk about. So look out for that.
Oh my gosh. There you go. All right, Shawn. Well, we've been playing trivia with Pete and DJ the last few weeks, so we're going to continue. Yes. We're going to continue the trivia with you. And we're using graphics that you made, and
nice. Seems fitting.
It's trivia.
And lazy.
It's Trivia Wednesday, and it's Buffalo themed trivia. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're knowledgeable enough about your hometown for this.
It depends on what era of the Sabres we're talking about.
I mean,
we're talking about
Sabre. We did not confine this to the Sabres.
It's not Sabres.
We did not confine this to sports.
This is the city.
Okay.
What do you call someone from Buffalo, by the way? Like, Los Angelinos or
a Buffalonian?
Buffalonian. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now we know.
All right. So without further ado, let's get to question 1 of Buffalo trivia. This is the sports one. This goalie was the first Buffalo Sabres netminder to reach 40 wins in a season.
I got this one wrong.
Listen, if it wasn't Dominic Hasek, then I don't know.
That's exactly who
Shawn,
I answered.
Shawn, you're gone.
That's exactly who
hold on, I'll fix that. I don't know what happened.
We can bring the question back up while Shawn finds himself. But Shawn, we
like to put our contestants in the dark when we ask the shows the questions. So
it's not Dominic Hasek. Yeah, this one was a little bit surprising. If anyone in the chat wants to take a gander at
it is not Dominic Hasek, and that's who I guess too. Because I said same as Shawn. If it's goalie related and it's Buffalo, it's Dominic Hasek. It is not Dominic Hasek.
It's not. So we can show the answer. It's Ryan Miller.
Colby Baker
in 2006, 2007.
Really?
Second.
Colby
Baker. Ryan Miller. Yeah.
Dominic Hasek never won 40 games.
I'm just saying he was the first. He was the first goaltender to 40 wins.
Well, yeah,
that's shocking.
Obviously, he came after Hasek, so yeah.
So yeah,
I found that on a website. Like that could be totally wrong. Like hand up, like that could be totally wrong.
Yeah, but it's fun to say.
That'd be hilarious if it was, and we can thank the Buffalo Sports Trivia website for that one.
Dominic Hasek, his career wins.
It's a lot of wins.
He won 41 once, and it was with Detroit.
There you go.
Wow.
So not with Buffalo.
Buffalo was 37.
Okay, so that is a correct.
It is
thing.
correct.
Okay, there I feel better now.
Right.
All right. Question 2. Let's bring it up. What brand of hot dogs does Ted's use? Ted's Hot Dogs of Buffalo.
That's Salen's, right?
Yeah,
nailed it.
Ding, ding, ding.
Well,
not even the best, though. Shout out Wardinski's. Wardinski's has the Buffalo hot dog game on lock. My hot dog stand that I used to work at. So I never really went to Ted's growing up because there was a hot dog stand in the South Towns that was way better than Ted's. And they used Wardinski hot dogs. So that's who I ride for. But Salen's is the big brand in Buffalo.
We can finally say it then. Like Ted's is kind of overrated. That's the truth of it. Ted's is a little bit overrated. I mean, it ain't a Chicago dog. I'm just saying, but
I mean, it's better than Postino's or whatever the hell that thing. Or Portillo's.
Portillo's.
Yeah.
Portillo's like Postino's is not
like people say, oh, that's Chicago hot dogs. There's some of the worst Chicago hot dogs out there. Those are not good B&B hot dogs.
I want to be clear about this. They are overrated because hot dogs can only be so good. They are the best hot dogs I've ever had, though. The char grilled hot dogs is how you should make hot dogs. Again, Chicago hot dogs are a complete scam and a waste of time.
There it is, bringing fire.
I mean, it's just true. It's
right.
I don't need.
I was thinking I wasn't going to do what I'm going to do to you later, but after that comment, I'm definitely going to do it. So we'll wait. We'll continue with trivia. Go ahead.
I don't know what that means.
That was very threatening. Let's get to the next question.
Locking my doors when I get home.
What is the city of Buffalo named after?
I believe it was a native term I forget exactly what it was, but I know it's not the animal.
Yeah, I literally thought it was the animal this whole time. So you're correct in that, but this is what Google said. From the French word Beau Fleuve, meaning beautiful river, the city is named after nearby Buffalo Creek, which eventually flows into Lake Erie.
Yeah, I knew it had something to do with that. The fact that we're named after the river is so weird because, like, who gives a shit about the river?
The river, exactly.
Like, at all. There was the lake, and then it was the canal for a few years, and then it was the lake again. Who cares about the river?
Yep. All right. Well, let's get to the next question. Who is credited with inventing buffalo wings?
I mean, it's split between, it depends on who you ask, Anchor Bar or Duff's. Anchor Bar has the worst wings I have had in my entire life. Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you ever go to visit Buffalo, this is for y'all, anyone in the chat, you'll be like, oh, what should I do in Buffalo? Oh, you should, go see the lake. Go get wings at the home of the original wings. Anchor Bar wings are dog shit. They're not even top 10 at all. A few years ago, they had a double murder in the kitchen there. It's a complete train wreck, and that's not a joke at all. You can go look it up. Their wings are not good, but people they're like, oh, they're the original. You have to go there. Do not waste your time. Go to Bar Bill. Go to Gabriel's Gate, which is my favorite. Go to Mammoser's. Anything but, or Duff's. The other people that claim that they're the original, they are a million times better.
Is
than
Gabriel's Gate? Is that just like a house? Like you're walking down the street and it looks like a house?
Basically in Allentown. Yeah.
Yeah, I went there once.
And that is my favorite place by far.
Same experience. I couldn't get in.
Jammed. I couldn't get in.
Yeah.
And I said, "Are we in the right place? It looks like somebody's house." Like a.
And also, I want to say this while the topic of Buffalo food is up. Like, yes, the wings are amazing. They're the best in the country. Do not sleep on beef on weck, the roast beef sandwich on a Kimmel Weck roll, or the pizza. I maintain this. Craig, you can say whatever you want to say. Buffalo has the best pizza in the United States, and it's not close in my opinion.
That's funny.
Their pizza is incredible. And I am not the only one that has said that. It has come from people outside of Buffalo as well. It is genuinely the best pizza in America. So,
yep.
I'm just saying, try it all.
Go ahead.
Shawn came out swinging on this one.
No, but I'm amazed by his Buffalo knowledge. There's some deep cuts here.
Oh yeah,
and you're just honestly,
the sports might be my worst. Like if it comes to when we start talking about the city, like I got that unlocked.
There's some people, but one thing I got to say about Shawn DePaz and like I'm very prideful of my home state of Minnesota. We talk about that, but nobody exemplifies and personifies their hometown like Shawn DePaz.
That's true. I would
say.
That's fair. Yeah.
I got to.
By the way, ride or die with Buffalo.
Jordan Schmaltz was killing your home state last night on the show, so I don't know if you saw that. But
no, I tuned him out after a while. I watched the first half.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
He correctly noted that Wisconsin's a better place, but we'll get to that
later.
Last
question. This one might trip you up, or maybe it won't. In 1962.
This is deep.
This is a Craig wrote this.
No, I found this one.
This
Ralph
Craig
Baer,
written
a
all over this question.
German-born inventor living in Buffalo, created the world's first what?
Ooh. I feel like once you say this, I'm gonna know it because I'm always big like, hey, did you know that Buffalo was one of the only cities outside of DC to have a president inaugurated there? Because it's true. Shout out, I forget who came after McKinley when he got shot in Buffalo. Mark Twain lived there. Millard Fillmore lived there. Is from there. Just saying. But I don't know what this is off the top of my head.
Okay, well the answer is home video game console.
Well, I did not know that, to be quite honest.
Inspired.
That one I did not know.
Inspired video game consoles and that as you see them today. So there you go. You can add that fun fact to your arsenal of Buffalo fun facts. So that was Trivia Wednesday Buffalo edition. Thank you, Shawn.
I got to ask you one more thing, actually.
Oh,
do you know all the words to Erie Canal? Can you sing it?
No, I did have to take a field trip on the Erie Canal. Got to. It was cool. In like fourth grade, and I do remember the 15 miles on the Erie Canal, but that's all I remember.
What about the Buffalo Bill song that they sing at the bars? Like that? Do you know that one?
Like the.
Yeah. Because I was at a bar in Buffalo when the Eagles played the Buffalo Sabres, Buffalo Bills in Buffalo, and there was a war between EAGL, and they did their thing, and then the bar turned the music up so freaking loud on that song. Like my ears, I thought were gonna bleed.
The Bills make me want to shout. Yeah. Yep. No, I mean
it went on for 2 hours.
Spelling your name is so lame. Like the Jets and the Eagles Cool, bro. You get a round of applause because you can spell a 4 or 5 letter word. Awesome. Your guys are so cool.
There you go. Bill's Mafia.
He's not going to be here for the Circle K read, is he?
No.
Okay. So I got to show you, and you already know this, but can you see this?
It's apple pie.
This is apple pie. Yes.
Does that go in the microwave, Craig? Do you heat that up?
Probably.
You can.
You can.
Thankfully, Circle K is all over the United States.
That's true.
And so I could just go to a Circle K here in Boston and get one if I really wanted to.
Regardless.
Oh, he's eating it. He's eating it live on the air.
I'm just going to eat this apple pie.
There we go.
Are you going to go eat like a mediocre hot dog from your hometown after that?
Wow.
You know what we still don't have?
What's
Sleeves
that?
of donuts.
Max is just simply not doing his job. But
Max was really proud of the fact that he had these. He's like, "You like your baked goods?" And I immediately said, "Where are the sleeves of donuts?" So
it's a step in the right direction.
It
a
is.
few
That's
things
true.
I need to say. First off, Paul asked what the best pizza in Buffalo is. That's tough. I like Pearl Street Bar and Grill a lot. That's just a great restaurant, great pizza. But there's a lot of places you can get. Also, I need to talk a little shit on behalf of the Buffalo Sabres. You guys got your ass kicked by the Sabres' fourth line. I just want to put that out there. Eric Robinson has his first goal as a Buffalo Sabre. Okposo, who's 80 years old, scored against you. Peyton Krebs scored. The greatest German hockey player of all time, John Jason Peterka, also scored. Recognize that name because he's awesome. I just really love the Buffalo Sabres. Also, Devin Levi, just cool as shit. He's awesome. Seeing him in person do his like meditation thing in between whistles is fun as shit. So I just wanted to say all that.
I did miss Shawn standing on his.
Appreciate him entertaining me while I was eating this apple pie.
He's got anything else for Shawn before we let him go?
No, I'm just waiting to hear what's next on What Chaos. What
do you got coming, Shawn? What chaos?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, where we have a little piece of content from our trip that we took to Chicago a while back coming out today. If you missed it yesterday, we had Buffalo Sabres legend Jeff Skinner on the show, so that was a lot of fun. And then this weekend, I'm not going to tell the people where, but we are taking a little trip to get some more content with another NHL hockey team. So you'll see some of that soon. Hint: it is, in my opinion, the best city in all of hockey. That's not Buffalo or Phoenix, obviously.
St. Paul.
Yeah,
you're going to Minnesota. Woo! I know much DJ and
They love the Wild.
They love their Wild.
You guys need to get on. I don't know if you need to talk to Brandon, if you need to talk to the All City or the What Chaos guys. I've been trying to get a trip to Mullet desperately,
buddy.
I want us to take a trip to Mullet, get some content.
Yes,
with them.
You guys at Mullet would be. That's good.
We have tried to get Arizona Coyotes on the show. We just haven't been able to make it work yet. So for those of you that think also, can I just say this while I have this platform? the What Chaos guys do not hate the Arizona Coyotes. They just kind of hate me. And if you know me, I tend to be quite annoying about the things that I like, and the Arizona Coyotes are one of those things that I like. And so as a response to me not shutting up about the Arizona Coyotes, they have refused to talk about them, not because they don't respect the team, the franchise, the fans.
And that's
a direct attack on me.
And so
I want to apologize to the PHNX Coyotes fans that felt as though they have been disrespected. It is my fault. It is not DJ's and Pete's.
No, it's fine. And we won't talk about Buffalo pizza ever again after you leave the show. So you can
hashtag blame Shawn.
And the disrespect to the Coyotes, that's a long line.
Craig brings the worst out of me because I was going to take a shot at the Coyotes now as a response to what he just said, but I caught myself.
Now you got to go to Chicago.
What's that?
Now you got to go after Chicago, and
not when they have Chicago content coming out later.
I know.
He has to keep
I love the city of Chicago, even though that their food or their hot dogs are incredibly overrated. The city of Chicago is amazing. It is just a better version of New York City, in my opinion. It's a big city with a lot to do, but way cleaner and less chaotic than New York. So I do love Chicago, just not their hot dogs.
All right. Well, Shawn, we missed your hot takes and your rants.
Well, that is true.
We miss you, but glad we get to do this every week. At least get to touch base, and happy that you were the representative of the What Chaos show today. So thanks so much, Shawn, and we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.
See you, bud.
Be sure to check out What Chaos Monday through Friday on the What Chaos Show YouTube channel, and follow What Chaos on Twitter as well. They are hilarious, always putting out really fun clips and such. Is Shawn just sitting here and watching the show? Yes, he is. That's fine. Coyotes are slumping right now, but that's okay because the Phoenix Suns, there's some excitement. The Big Three expected to debut tonight.
Seriously?
Yep,
Sure they
for
are.
the first time.
Sure they are.
Yeah.
How many games in are we?
20. This is the 23rd game, I think. And you can watch that debut tonight on Arizona's Family Sports. They take on the Nets tonight, 7 p.m. If you're wondering, where do I watch Arizona's Family Sports? You can visit azfamily.com and click Suns games for listing information for your area. AZ Family is a great resource to help you find Phoenix Suns games on Arizona Family Sports. So check it out. If you have an antenna, you can use that. If you have cable, you can use that as well. And if you want to bake like a boss, like Craig, if it's good enough for Craig, it's probably too good for you, is the official slogan of Desert Financial Credit Union, Arizona's largest, most trusted local credit union. Check them out. Right now, when you open a free checking account online, you can get $200 in bonuses, and who couldn't use an extra $200 right now, especially in the holiday season? So get started by visiting desertfinancial.com/200. And if you're a Cardinals fan or an ASU fan, you can get a personalized debit card with the Cardinals logo or the Sun Devil. So that's always a fun little bonus that I feel like I don't talk about quite enough. So there you have it. All right. Well, there's a lot of NHL news to get to.
There wasn't like 2 days ago when we were planning the show.
It's so funny. Even yesterday afternoon, I was like, well, like we can definitely pull together enough to talk about. And then all of a sudden, they made massive changes to the NHL All-Star Skills competition. And then last night at 10:30 p.m. our time, the St. Louis Blues fired their coach. So nothing like a middle of the night Eastern coach firing to kick us off. So I actually want to start with that because I think that was crazy. Craig Berube fired in St. Louis after the Blues lost 6-4 to the Detroit Red Wings. Just a casual late night firing. Did you guys see this coming? Were you surprised?
Not surprised, actually. I wondered from the start of the season whether this would happen with St. Louis. It's a matter, though, of whether the expectations were even fair for this roster. If you want to read a really good piece, we don't have a bureau in St. Louis where I drive people there. You should go read Jeremy Rutherford's piece on The Athletic talking about the roster that not Craig Berube constructed, but GM Doug Armstrong constructed. They've faced so many defections over the years. When you start thinking about players that have left, David Perron, Vladimir Tarasenko, Ryan O'Reilly, Alex Pietrangelo, they have taken a lot of hits from that Stanley Cup roster. They really haven't replaced them with the same kind of players. Torrey Krug's been a bit of a disappointment. So was it even realistic to expect the St. Louis Blues to be, as Doug Armstrong said at the start of the season, I hope we're a third-place team, which is a weird thing to say. I think it's an excellent portrayal of the situation there. I don't know why you have expectations of the Blues at this point, and we all know that this is what happens in these situations. Who's the first guy to go? It's always the coach. It's not the GM. Eventually, if they don't get this thing turned around, it will be the GM, but it's always the coach. That's the fall guy.
Yeah, but you as a general manager and a player and a coach, you sell everything, including your future to win a Stanley Cup, period.
Yep.
End of story. They did that. And I think you're seeing the results of it now. And I think most teams have to go through that. You look at that roster now, it's not really good.
No, it's not.
To your point, it's not a good roster. So one of the things Bill Armstrong is trying to do here, he's trying to build the cupboards full enough that if they ever make the Stanley Cup run, that they still have a future ahead of them. So that's one thing to look forward to in Arizona. Secondly, I think if you go back and rewatch our shows in the summer, we all said, I said he was in the hot seat, he's going to get fired anyway. I thought they were going to fire him much sooner than this. And here's one of the things when you look at a coach like Craig Berube. He's very similar to Rick Tocchet.
Yep.
They're very, very good friends. They talk almost daily about hockey. They're just hockey guys, and they like to bounce ideas and talk to each other a lot.
Rick just calls him by his nickname. He doesn't even call him by his first name.
Yeah,
he calls him Chief.
Chief all the time. But one of the other things they share in their personality is when things aren't going well, you know it. And you see it on their face, and you see it in his attitude on the bench, and you could see it at the St. Louis Blues. He is not happy when that. You saw it here with Rick Tocchet at the end of his tenure here at the Coyotes. You saw that frustration, disappointment in his face constantly. It's hard to get over that, and it's hard to get past that. Whether it's his fault or not, where the roster is built, I think he got to the point where he was just frustrated, grumpy, and it was a hard place for him to be. And if that permeates over into the locker room, well, now it's miserable for the players to be there, and they can't dig themselves out of it. And it's just a big vicious cycle. So I not surprised.
Yeah.
And he's not a guy that can go, hey, it's okay, we're losing games. Let's go, guys. Let's be happy at the rink. He can't do that. It's not in his nature.
Yep.
So they're at a point where they had to make a change. Do I think this team is good enough to get a coach's bump like we've seen in Minnesota at Edmonton? Maybe for a game or two, but their roster is not built good enough to make the playoffs.
Crazy thing, he was the 5th longest tenured coach in the NHL.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, it just shows you how insane this league is. Andre Tourigny is now number 11 on that list.
Wow.
One more firing and he'll be top 10.
Before the pandemic, we had a thing, and I know this is a big surprise. I had a spreadsheet on my desktop that I would mark all of the coaches that would get fired. And it was amazing pre-pandemic. If you go back to 2018, 17, 18, coaches didn't get fired. You're like, oh my gosh, how are they not firing this guy? And they hung on to coaches much, much too long. And now in hockey, it's, if you don't do it now, you got to go.
Yeah.
It's amazing. We've had 4 coaches already fired this season.
Yeah, which is
20
crazy.
games in.
It's funny because you look at the beginning of the season, you always look and you say, well, coaches are going to get fired this season. But like, it's hard to imagine it before the season starts. And here we are, like 20 to 28, 29, 30 games in. The St. Louis Blues, they've been struggling, lost their last 4, like the Coyotes.
And look who they lost him to, though.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Bad
Yeah.
teams. Yeah,
Detroit.
Columbus.
3-7 in their last 10.
And they lost Arizona.
Yeah, and the Blues, for a while it was Blues Coyotes in that 1 and 2 wild card spot, and the Blues have just taken a dive down the Western Conference standings. But then on the flip side, you have teams on the up and up, and I don't know if you're ready to switch gears
Well,
from
I just
the
wanted
Blues,
to,
but
like, when you look at the coaching ranks now, like, I jokingly said Andre's number 11, like, DJ Smith's ahead of him in Ottawa. Is he going to last the season with how they're playing?
Mike Sullivan.
Mike Sullivan got the dreaded GM vote of confidence. Yes.
Yeah, vote of confidence. They can't miss the playoffs 2 years in a row. He's gone.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry, he just got an extension, and people tell me, they got an extension. They don't care.
Andre's going to be top 10 by the end of this season.
Yes.
That's insane.
Yeah, it is.
But as the Blues fall in the standings, teams continue to rise, and I was shocked today. I know the Edmonton Oilers had won 8 straight, but I didn't realize what that had done for their place in the standings, because all of a sudden the Oilers are 1 point behind the Coyotes with 2 games in hand.
With a better points percentage. So
yeah, because 2 games in hand.
If you look at points percentage, they're ahead of the Coyotes.
Yeah, they're knocking on the door of a wild card spot, and they are surging up the standings. It's unbelievable to see 8-2 in their last 10. Obviously, like I mentioned, they won 8 straight games. I thought they could do it, but I didn't believe it until I saw it, and now we're seeing it. And now I almost feel no question that the Oilers are going to make the playoffs.
They put Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Connor McDavid, and Zach Hyman on the same line. They haven't lost since. They've been on fire, and yeah, they're rolling. And we expected Edmonton to be a playoff team at the start of the season. I still think their roster is flawed. I don't think they're a cup team, but they've sort of corrected course for what happened earlier this season. They're not going to obviously keep winning like this, but I think they're going to be a playoff team, which obviously makes things a lot harder on the Coyotes when they're back in it this quickly.
They're 11-3 since the coaching change, but to your point, I still don't think they defend well enough. I don't like their goaltending long term. And here's what you look at when you look at the calendar coming up right now. They've got the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Florida Panthers coming into Edmonton. Those are 2 very good teams. But after those 2 home games, they go on a 6-game road trip to the East Coast. Like, okay, we're talking about these win streaks now, but we just like with the Coyotes with a 5-game win streak, you could turn that into a 6-game losing streak in a hurry. Islanders, Devils, Rangers, and I know they go from there. Get this road trip. Do you see where those cities are, Craig?
Yeah.
You know where they go from there? Where's the natural progression from the Islanders, Devils, Rangers?
Like DC?
Let's go to San Jose, LA, Anaheim.
Such a classic road trip for a Western team, right?
Yeah.
It never happens to an
3
Eastern
teams
team.
in the Northeast, 3
Never
teams
happens
in the
to
Southwest.
An 06 team or whatever Merrick calls them.
And
it happens
to Shawn
Western
DePaz's
teams.
point, San Jose is surging right now. LA is an extremely good team. And then you play Anaheim Ducks last of this incredibly horrific road trip, and you
When
play
you're
the Ducks
exhausted.
and you're tired and exhausted and you're ready to go home. They could lose 5 or 6 here.
Yeah.
So I do believe they're a playoff team. I do think that makes things much, 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 much more difficult for the Arizona Coyotes, because I do think this team gets in, and now you have to start looking above the Coyotes. Who's going to fall out? Is it Nashville? Is it Winnipeg? Because I don't think there's anybody else falling out.
Yeah. Kyle Connor officially today out 6 to 8 weeks with a knee injury.
That's a long time.
That's her, and not only a long time, he's one of their best players, if not their best player.
Leading them in goals and points. Yeah.
I mean, we talked about Kyle Connor a lot.
He drives their offensive
in November.
end.
So good.
Yeah, when Lawson Krause was having his crazy November, it was him and Kyle Connor leading the way. Does Kyle Connor affect Winnipeg's standing, or does Winnipeg have enough depth to stay where they are? Right now they're third in the Central with 34 points, but Nashville right now 32 points. They're on a 2-game winning streak right now. They've been hot. So really, I mean, with that injury, this could affect the Jets, and it could also, have trickle down effect on the Coyotes depending on how things unfold in the rest of the West.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm concerned. I thought this mediocrity in the Western Conference would help propel the Coyotes to a possible playoff spot. The concern now is the Oilers now have risen from the ashes. Minnesota's playing much better, and they're a team that we all had in that middle tier. There's no more room if those two teams jump in. So that's where you got to start looking at Winnipeg and Nashville.
I still don't think Nashville's that good.
I don't either. I'm not sure the Coyotes are either, though.
Well, yeah,
They can't afford to lose 4, 5, 6 in a row at 2 different times in the season. They have to stop this losing streak now.
And they have to be healthy. Let's be honest. They don't have. I mean, they improved their forward depth in the offseason, but when you lose a few guys, you're back to where you were. You don't have that forward depth to be able to sustain it. Guys that they have up in the lineup, like Zach Sanford or Jan Jenik or whoever they're calling a Milos Kellerman, these are not NHL regular players. They just aren't.
And that's going to be the difference. And that's so if you're a Coyotes fan right now, I think there's 3 teams you keep your eye on. I think Edmonton's in. I really do. I think they're going to come back, and I think they're going to make the playoffs. I think you keep your eye on Minnesota, Nashville, and Winnipeg. And those are the 3 teams, along with the Arizona Coyotes, that are fighting for that last spot in the Western Conference. That's my way, 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 way too early playoff prediction.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, it could be a tough go for the Coyotes here, but we'll talk more about that. We did get the inaugural Connor versus Connor debut last night. Connor McDavid versus Connor Bedard. Bedard scored, but McDavid's team took it home 4-1. They beat the Chicago Blackhawks 4-1. Kind of cool. The first Connor versus Connor. How do you have any thoughts, or do you even care that it's on a Tuesday night late, or would you prefer to see it like a prime time, TNT or something like that?
Yeah, that would have been better, right? Yeah. There's nothing you can do for the East Coast. As Shawn said earlier, the East Coast is Eastern time is the worst time in the U.S. It sucks living there. I lived there, and yeah, everything's late. It's just awful. There's nothing you can do about 2 teams. I guess Chicago's in the Central, but the game is not there, right? So what are you going to do? It would have been nice if they moved it up a little earlier, but maybe you'll get another chance to do this when they play another game later in the season. I don't know. I'm done with the Connor Bedard hype anyway. And listen, my good buddy Mark Lazarus wrote a story like, "Is this the next great rivalry in the NHL?" And I was just like, "Huh? The Blackhawks are going to be terrible for the next few years. Connor McDavid is going to be past 30 by the time the Blackhawks are worth anything." So, answer: no, this is not a great rivalry. It's the NHL is not one-on-one.
But they're both named Connor, Craig.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
No, this is not the next great NHL rivalry, because the Blackhawks are dog shit. Saying this as a Chicagoan. They are dog shit, and they're going to be dog shit for a while.
I have nothing to add to that.
That's fine.
Edmonton Oilers, Chicago Blackhawks is our next big rivalry?
No
friggin' chance.
No.
How's the Connor McDavid hype train working now? Let's look at the standings. Yeah, it's helped. They suck. It takes more than one player to win in the National Hockey League, period. Connor McDavid has yet to hoist the Stanley Cup, and guess what? Ain't happening again this year. So relax, everybody, about what no. Maybe it's Bedard Fantilli or Bedard Cooley. Yeah, I'll buy that, because they're both got a ways to go, but it's clearly not McDavid and him.
All right. Well, moving from west to east,
the big news. Should we tell people? I mean, we do have some big news.
We have relocation news.
Breaking on the Arizona Coyotes podcast. We have breaking relocation news. Tempe?
No, the Washington Capitals are relocating to Virginia.
Didn't they win a Stanley Cup?
Not a done deal.
They are probably relocating to
Are people freaking out?
Alexandria, Virginia. Well, I think people in D.C. are kind of freaking out because they're going to lose the Wizards and the Capitals from downtown. There's a plot of land in Alexandria.
Potomac
Ted Leonsis
Yard
is talking about this as a fresh start. He likes the idea. We'll see if it comes to happen. You know how guys posture in the media. We'll see if he can strike a better deal to stay downtown. We'll see how it plays out. But there's a possibility that the Caps and Wizards could be leaving downtown DC. I don't like it when teams stray too far away from a core. When you have a core, we're a weird city. We don't really have a core because we developed after the automobile. But DC is a core. It would be strange to see them playing across the Potomac.
And if you've ever been to downtown DC too, it's right there. It's downtown. You're just walking and it's like, oh, here's this museum. Here's that. Oh, here's the arena.
That's true.
I like that part of it. I think it's cool. I actually texted my cousin lives in Alexandria. And I texted him because I said, what are your thoughts? Because this would be right by your house. And he said, I don't love publicly funding sports venues. So it depends on what exactly Alexandria and to the lesser extent Virginia actually gets out of the steer. Other than a big building whose rent goes to pay down bonds. My cousin's a lawyer, by the way. My cousin
really
is
familiar.
He's a real estate lawyer, I should add.
You know what else they have to worry about? Those hockey gangs, Petey.
The gangs.
Yeah, the hockey gangs. Yeah. Remember? Scottsdale was wise to avoid the hockey gangs
for a while.
Los Arcos.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a thing. It's I don't. The Washington Capitals not playing in the Washington D.C. metro area now. Do you change the name to the Vermont Capital?
Vermont
for Virginia Capitals?
Yeah,
Virginia
I'm not
Capitals.
Yeah, I don't know. Right?
Yeah,
right? I'm not comfortable with that.
Doesn't happen.
You don't think it happens in the end?
They stay. It's posturing. It's get a better deal from the city. It's to get a refurbished building. They're not going.
My cousin also, I said, how do you feel about it being in your part of town? He said, I have some traffic concerns and I'm worried about the future of my beloved Target.
Yeah.
But it
traffic
would be pretty
concerns.
cool.
We've heard those as well.
Yeah.
It's funny how this stuff plays out over and over again.
And it's the one thing.
It's not on a dump site, right?
The one thing though, Craig, and you can attest to this, going from the airport to the arena, it's horrific.
Yeah.
It's a 45-minute drive. Traffic in downtown DC might be as bad as anywhere in this country.
Yeah, it's as bad as Boston.
It's bad.
Yeah,
it's that similar. It's
because it's so damn old. And
I will say where the Coyotes stay to the rink is walkable, so that helps.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that happen. I'd like to see them stay in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we will see. Could, as you mentioned, just be a negotiating.
It's just
tactic.
Nice to talk relocation without talking about
it having to do with the Coyotes.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Great. So great. So we'll keep the vibes positive here, just like the vibes are positive with our Circle K snack cart restock. It's just off camera. You can't see. I did tweet the video earlier. Phenomenal. I mean, we got the meat sticks. We got the pies. We got salted nuts.
You got to read, right? I'm going to go see if they're called meat sticks.
I'm talking about
I don't like that term.
Salted nuts and meat sticks.
Can we come up with something else?
We have popcorn. We have caramel popcorn. We have
cylinders.
A bunch of different. PD is destroying.
PD is destroying the Circle K rack here.
I'm not kidding. He's literally
Circle K
destroying
rack is now broken.
Okay.
Where's Max?
Max actually went and got a free bag of chips today from Circle K because when you're part of the inner circle, you actually get free stuff every day. 31 days of Circle K, free prizes. I can just hear it clanging over there. Snacks, weekly entry into grand prizes, as well as saving 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups when you join the inner circle, and 3 cents per gallon every day after that. It's not a meat stick. What's it called?
It's a snack stick.
It's a snack
stick. Much better than meat stick.
Excuse me. You can join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit circlek.com for details.
Pete's still not on the set. I was going to ask him a question, but we tried the chips last night too.
The new chips. Yeah. Oh my God.
We had different favorites, but we both really liked one. Like the garlic cheesy bread or cheesy garlic bread chips were
and the buffalo chicken wing chips. Oh my God.
Yep.
So good. And not only does Circle K have gas, they have amazing snacks and drinks, but they also sell AZ Lottery Scratchers. So if you're looking to stock up on lottery scratchers this holiday season, they make an amazing stocking stuffer, great presents this holiday season. Petey's coming back with what? Mesquite? kettle cooked sweet mesquite. Love it. Make sure you grab your AZ Lottery holiday scratchers. I've had so much fun. I've done a number of scratchers already this season. I've won money. So again, go out and buy your holiday scratchers today. They start at just $1, but you can also buy ones that win you up to $500,000. So find a retailer like our friends at Circle K near you at ArizonaLottery.com. You must be 21 or older to play.
Do you remember, Petey, you remember Fruit Pie the Magician?
No.
No? In fact, you know who looks like him?
The Mullet Magician? I hope we see him soon.
Fruit Pie the Magician
Are
was
we going
for
to see the Mullet Magician soon?
I miss him.
Hostess Fruit Pies, but
he wants you to leave a
that's what I
like
was
on this
remembering.
video, by the way. Please like this video while you're here. The Mullet Magician is asking you ever so kindly to leave a like. All right, before we talk Coyotes to round out the show, there are some changes to the NHL All-Star Skills competition. I like that they're trying something different this year. We already heard about they're bringing back the draft for the All-Star game, which is going to be a lot of fun. But last night they announced that it will be 12 NHL All-Stars competing for points in 8 events, and whoever accumulates the most points will take home a prize of $1 million. So they're trying to mix it up a little bit. They'll have fastest skater, hardest shot, stick handling, one-timers, passing challenge, accuracy shooting, the shootout, and an obstacle course, which will be very cool and interesting. So I'm curious your guys' thoughts on the All-Star Skills game change-up.
you got thoughts, Petey? Petey's
He's
lost
literally
in thought.
on Instagram. I wish I was making that up.
I am on Instagram.
I got to be honest. HK, I don't care about the All-Star game
Could care
at all.
less.
Don't care.
I don't care if they
Interesting.
bungee jump off the Statue
Right.
of Liberty. I'm not watching.
That's where I am.
That's funny. I think, but fine, I'll give my thoughts.
If they dress up as part of, they have to dress up in costumes and do breakaways again. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Oh, they're doing a skit to dodgeball. That's fun. Not stupid. They're professional athletes. That's dumb.
I
Now,
like
breakaways. You want to get $5 to blue line, mano a mano, goalie and player. Bring it.
I
Now
like
that I'll watch.
I kind of like the shtick, but I didn't like last year how they spread it out. Sean, I'm glad Sean's on the same page as me.
I
Inject the
guess.
changes. What I think is the All-Star game last year was so bad, the skills, that they had to do something.
Where was it last year? Is that the Vegas where they shot the
no,
cards?
was it
Oh,
Florida?
I like the Vegas one.
The Vegas one was
no,
good.
it was
If I'm going to
Florida.
watch the All-Star game, I want to see just crazy stuff like they
Okay.
did in Vegas.
Okay.
Just go completely gimmicky.
Yes, but they tried that in Florida. They went gimmicky in Florida, and I didn't think it
No,
hit.
they didn't nail it like they did in
It
Vegas.
didn't
in
hit.
my
Vegas
opinion.
hit.
Yeah, I agree. What? Here's the thing. Like with the skills competition, oh, well, it'll just be 12 guys, and you're going to find out who the best is. But it's not even like do we have the best skaters in the NHL in
I
the
doubt
best
it.
skating competition? When you're measuring the fastest skater, do you skate in a loop?
No.
Why do they
Danielle,
skate in
Danielle,
the
bring
damn
Sean
lap?
back. Sean,
Give me
help me.
give me a speed skating.
Listen,
Sean
and
is
let me
still
see
here,
who's
by the way.
only one I
fastest in a
want is the
straightaway.
obstacle
This
course.
is not hockey.
Bring
This
it.
is not measuring the fastest skater. It's BS. No, it's
Sean.
not.
First off, this is a clear and marked improvement over what they used to have, in my opinion, because now you're just getting 12 actually talented. Like, who cares, respectfully, and I'm only using this because I know, like, if you're a Washington Capitals fan, who gives a single shit about Clayton Keller doing some random challenge, right? Like, now you have 12 talented,
Not wrong.
12 of the most talented hockey players in the league doing a wide variety of skills competitions as opposed to just one random thing that no one gives a shit about. And they're going to actually try because it's for $1 million or whatever. Like, you're going to actually see real skill on display as opposed to people half-assing against goalies that don't actually give a shit. The only complaint I have about this is that you lose some of the fun goalie stuff, like the goalie speed contest or whatever. Like, now the goalies don't get fun during the All-Star week. But outside of that, like, this is fun to me. You're getting to see guys put their skill on display and actually try because there's a large chunk of money on the line.
Okay, I'm convinced.
I was like,
I'm not. I don't care.
I felt attacked, so we need to bring Sean back.
But-
Thank you, Sean. Thank you for your
So,
thoughts.
Leah,
I can tell you this: I will not watch the All-Star game or the.
But what about the
skills
obstacle
challenge.
course?
I simply will not.
You
watch.
were a kid. I think you were at one point a kid.
Yeah.
So if we
Many
go back,
moons ago.
Leah's
is.
disqualified from this conversation. When you or I were kids in the 70s,
Yeah.
ABC had the celebrity showed on in Hawaii, and they did an obstacle course at the end. Do you remember that on ABC's Wild World of Sports? And they had celebrities, and sometimes there's sports celebrities, and they did the obstacle course. You go, okay, that's what I want to see. There's an obstacle course.
There is an obstacle course.
So I'm in.
Tell me about the obstacle course.
I don't know what it's going to be.
Is
they
it
don't
just
know
cones?
Yet. Didn't announce it yet.
See,
none of these things are detailed.
You know what I want to see? I want to see if they're going to skate like skate through the forest. I want to see like
something like
leaping wildlife that they
like
have
Hunger
to avoid
Games,
if I'm going to watch an
hockey
obstacle
edition?
course. Yeah,
there
you go. Now I'm in.
And you're
now
injured,
I'm in.
and you got to hurt them. So they can't
Now I'm
skate
in.
That'll
anymore.
go over well with
all
the,
over that.
the
Hockey,
owners.
Hunger Games, the hockey edition. You're
Yes.
to
All
the
right.
death.
Yep.
Okay.
My God, right. Hot takes.
I might tune in for that too for a hot minute.
You
If
guys
it were
are
Hunger
the
Games,
problem
yeah.
with the
But you know what?
capital.
The problem for me personally,
The Hunger
it's
Games
that
universe.
weekend is also the Arizona State High School Hockey Championship at Mullet Arena, and so I'll be there.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but the All-Star Games in Toronto this
I
year.
did. You should go.
I would love
You
to
should
go.
definitely go.
You should go.
Because you're definitely the only
Can
one
we go fund me?
on this set that cares
Yeah, I
about the
don't-
All-Star
I'm
game.
going.
The games. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, it's about the weekend.
does
It's
any
not about the
sports
game.
All-Star game
No,
worth
they're
watching?
worthless.
MLB
Basketball is the
is-
worst.
MLB
Football doesn't even do it
MLB
anymore.
does. I mean, they make something. They make it matter.
Baseball is far and away the best.
Yeah,
it's
I
not
agree.
I would
great, but
agree.
it is far and away
It's
the
far
best.
and
make
away
it
the
matter.
best. And they have the home run derby, which gets some juice the day
Like the
before.
Pro Bowl's horrible.
But they
the
don't
Pro
even play
Bowl is
football anymore.
horrible.
They're playing football now.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Literally.
The home run derby is the best thing in any All-Star weekend.
Yeah, I would
will-
agree.
I will stand on that.
Yeah.
No, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And also, there's a lot of comments. Like, I have a 12-year-old, so I watch. Michael said I loved watching it as a kid. I guess.
Battle of the Network
I guess
Stars.
for
Thanks,
me,
SC.
like, it was my favorite thing to watch as a kid. Like, I loved watching the skills competition as a kid. I didn't care about the game. I loved it. So I think for me, it holds a little bit of that
But I think
nostalgia.
when I was a kid, and not a kid because I don't think they had it when I was a kid, but when they started the skills stuff and it was skills, but then it got into be a comical show and then
It
got
is.
dumb.
It's not. That's part of my problem. The skills that were no, those aren't the
The
skills.
costume one
Those
is the
aren't
one
the
that drives
skills.
me the nuts. I hate that. Hate it.
Why can't you have just a straightaway, like a speed skating track, where we
Yes.
find out who the fastest
Who's
skater
faster?
is? Let's go. All 12 of you, 12 lanes. Boom,
Line up.
go.
Like, well, we could do shorts where they put the short track where they put the spikes in their fingers. Rollerball. Buddy, rollerball on ice? Yes, please. Motorcycles?
See? There we
Rollerball,
go.
the original with James Caan, not
Yeah.
the remake with the guy that did Magic Mike or whatever that was.
Oh boy. All right. I'm moving off of this topic.
God.
Hilarious because literally just got an email for getting a credential for the All-Star game
Did
while
you?
we were live. So
Why don't you
it's
book
like
it?
they heard us
We've
talking about it.
There's big all city people here. I see them.
Yep.
So
They're-
why don't we ask?
Yeah, I'll ask.
Why is all city here?
Because we have a holiday party tomorrow.
Yeah,
all
they just
cities-
come in for the food.
Yeah.
Free food?
I mean, it's
Free food, free drinks.
kind of like media, right? We show
Might
up
as well
for the
fly
free
down
food,
here.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I get
All
it,
right.
bro.
Well, let's wrap up today's show with some Coyotes news and notes. Craig, do we have any injury updates?
Not yet.
Oh, good bit. Nothing?
All right.
And
Great.
moving on. I
Listen,
think
I've told you that Jack McBain's
Jack
been
McBain's
skating.
closest.
Yeah,
He's closest.
I think he could be back this weekend, but
he's close.
we'll know definitively later today or tomorrow's practice.
He's closest. Are they
Yeah.
going to practice ever?
Tomorrow. It's
Tomorrow
an
they're
Tomorrow
open,
with the
practicing 11.
fans.
open
Yep.
practice
Yep.
at the Ice Den in Scottsdale, right?
Yep.
So if you guys want to go, I think their
I think there's a
information's
chance.
on their website
I
or
know
their
Craig
Twitter.
will be there. I'm rumored to be attending also. We'll see.
I will be setting up for the
Holiday party.
esteemed PHNX holiday party, so I will not be there. But PD, I know you have something coming later today.
I
right?
do. And you know, people were asking me in the Discord about the shorthanded goal giving up again last night. So the Coyotes are second or third in the National Hockey League for giving up goals well on the power play. 3 of those 5 were from turnovers at the blue line using the drop pass breakout. 3 of the 5, they turned it over at the blue line during that breakout play. So it is very relevant right now that we take a deep dive into the power play drop pass breakout. And so right as the show's over, there's going to be a deep dive on our YouTube channel. Explain it, what it is, what everybody's supposed to do, what it's supposed to look like, and why teams use it.
There
Please
you go.
watch it. And you don't have to watch it now.
So this is a much deeper dive than you and I did
much deeper.
years ago.
Yep,
right?
there's video examples. There's like when we did it, we did address it in the story, but we didn't have the benefit of the video component.
When I was talking to Jordan about this last night, he's like, I don't get it. Literally, every team uses it now. You
Yep.
see it all over college. He's like, if you have speed on the flanks,
Go.
it can work.
Yep.
Otherwise, and he's like, but a lot of teams, they don't have it.
Yep.
College teams don't have it. And it's just like, it's a copycat league. Everybody does the
Yep.
same thing because they see someone else have success instead of designing a power play that might match your personnel.
And that is a fair point. And I think I'm so frustrated watching it. I can't stand it. Can't stand it. I don't like it. I've argued with every power play coach the Coyotes have ever had about the damn drop pass breakout. And it's unfortunately it's here to stay until somebody comes up with something better. But I would come back.
Anyone even trying to come up with something better?
Let's do the 4. Well, you know who's quitting it? Chicago. CHGO, that we actually, I did a piece for them, same topic tomorrow, because their fans have had it. Their coach came out 2 days ago and said, we're going to stop doing it because it's not working for us.
No way.
Yep. They're going to, and clearly you need to have other options. So please click on it. And even CWP, even if you don't want to watch it, just click on it. Let it go in the background where you're playing video games.
If I could give a pitch for this,
yes.
As somebody who doesn't really know hockey all that well, I loved it. So yes, go watch it. It's really informative, and you did a great job, Petey.
Thank you, Danielle. Of like,
thank you, appreciate it.
Whenever Petey does this stuff, that's true. Like I've been around this game my whole life. I always learn something when I watch one of these video sessions.
So true.
It's unbelievable stuff, and so happy that we have you to do that sort of thing. I wonder too, with this power play, where's the innovation happening? Is anybody doing anything different in college? Is somebody trying to bring something new into the league so that these guys don't just keep trotting out the same thing that everybody else is doing?
I don't know. It's funny. Like I've even seen some people that are around the game for a long time. And even they're like, oh, I have a new idea. No, it's the same idea. You just named it something different. That's not new.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, you see a new innovation in offensive zone. I won't get too deep into the weeds, but you're seeing a third forward high in the offensive zone taking high ice. Nathan McKinnon does it better than anybody in the league. Come up almost to the blue line so he can come downhill. We call it, I'll do another video on that, really fast. That's different. And, you know, when you saw probably 5 or 6 years ago, you started to see the defenseman way more active on the blue line, coming through and going down towards the net. But now everybody does that. You're right. I think they're waiting for the next big thing. And on the power play, somebody's going to have to make an adjustment right now because everybody does a 1-3-1. There's a guy, a bumper in the middle, 2 flanks, guy in the net front. Everybody does it. Like everybody knows what's coming. There needs to be innovation. And one of the issues you have is you recycle coaches. The coaching carousel. Get somebody new. Get somebody from junior. Get somebody from, a younger coach that maybe has different ideas. I think that's so necessary right now.
And it never happens in this league. I mean, it's just, talk about recycling coaches. Is any league worse than the NHL?
There isn't. Yeah. They need no ideas. I agree, Craig.
Yeah.
Maybe you and I should start coaching.
Fat chance it's going to happen.
No, I'm not doing it. I like working with Leo way too much.
That video will be dropping 4 p.m. today. That's Wednesday. So if you're listening after 4, PHNX Sports YouTube channel, check it out. We'll tweet out the link as well. We'll put it in Discord. Really informative stuff. So check it out. And as PD was watching all of these drop pass examples and getting stressed, OGs helped calm you down, I'm sure. Because I saw you take home a Happy Balance gummy.
It does. It helps calm you down at the end of the day.
It really does.
It does.
Yeah.
Period.
Makes a great holiday gift for the 21 and over people in your life, the people who enjoy a little bit of cannabis. Check out OG's delicious flavors as well. They have Happy Balance, Indica Sativa, Microdose, Sleep Edition, RSO, like whatever you're looking for, there's something for you. So to learn more about OG's mouthwatering options and upcoming deals,
great flavors,
head on over to ogsbrands.com.
Arizona.
Another great holiday gift, Shady Rays. Stylish, affordable,
perfect
durable.
Stocking stuffer. Could not be better as a stocking stuffer.
If I got,
on the price.
If I got Shady Rays,
buddy,
like
in your
I'd
stocking?
be thrilled. Yeah, and even as a gift.
You can match them to any outfit you wear.
They have,
like you get different colors.
They have
they're
many
so
colors.
affordable.
Do you have a stocking?
No.
Mine will be empty.
We didn't. I don't want to get into
I have a stocking and I get stocking stuffers for my mom. So.
And
we have stockings, but mine will be empty.
As well.
Might have something.
And I have Hanukkah. I get the best of both worlds.
Yes.
Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use code PHNX for 50% off 2 or more
That's
pairs.
A great deal.
So might as well get them for multiple people.
Yes.
Of polarized sunglasses, you can try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Anything else before we wrap?
I'm just let's get to the party.
Yeah.
24 hours away, ish.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to be the first one there because the first one there also gets to be the first one to leave. Should we take bets? Who leaves first? Because I know who will win that. Me.
Yeah, probably will be you.
It's you.
100% it's going to be me.
Yeah.
See, Danielle, I promise I'll be the first one to leave tomorrow. Unless somebody has a previous engagement.
I hope you don't. It's the holiday party.
Yeah, it's the holiday party. Just a reminder for diehard content. As we've talked, Petey, you've had some recent diehard content as well.
He did a puck talk just for the diehards. Yep.
And the prospect report is coming tomorrow. As I mentioned, I'm going to do a live Q&A during the first period of Friday's game against San Jose.
Can't wait.
And I think it's going to be, just in the Discord. And I think Espo is going to launch our PHNX blog because he has an old piece of copy that he never got to publish and he really wants to publish it. So
yeah.
I think he's going to put it out.
In the blog. I'm sorry. And it's diehards only, right?
Diehards only. The PHNX blog is for diehards only. Lots of great content that only diehards get. So become a diehard.
Become a diehard. And I'm wearing the hoodie. He's wearing a shirt. You can get this for 20% off, or you can get a shirt or hat for free when you sign.
Someone's going to have to explain the blog to me. I don't understand it. So can we do it like a tutorial on Twitter?
Of course.
Or in the Discord?
You can.
In the Discord.
I literally don't understand. I'm not being
You
funny
can do a
about it.
tutorial in the blog if you want. You can
But
video
if I
in the blog.
Tutorial
photos
in the blog. I won't know how to get to the blog to watch the tutorial because I don't know how to use the blog. So I need to put it in the Discord. But I will do it because I really don't. If I don't know how to do it, that means somebody else doesn't know how to do it. So we need a tutorial.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. Shawn, who is still literally sitting in the green room of the show.
Shawn's the best.
Thanks for being here.
How come when he sits in the green room, everything's fine and dandy? I did it a week ago and you guys are all giving me, like, Rita, you're still listening, mute your mic. And I got in all kinds of trouble for sitting in the green room.
Because you're fun to give shit to.
Yeah, that's fair.
So again, thank you to Shawn and the What Chaos guys as always, and be sure to hit the like button on this video before you head out. If you're listening on audio or want to listen on audio, be sure to rate, review, and subscribe there. And you can follow us on Twitter at SPetersHockey. He's getting closer to 2,000 followers every day. We want to get him there. At Liam Merrill, at Craig S. Morgan, at Shawn _DePaz. We'll give him a shout out. At Abracadanielle, at PHNX _Coyotes. We'll be off tomorrow, but we'll be back Friday for 2 shows in one day.
Oh my God, I forgot about that daytime show. Can we tell about the daytime show again?
At General Manager Bill Armstrong's house.
Sort of house.
His next door house.
The house he's living in right now.
Fireside
chat.
Literally by a fire. Bill Armstrong.
Live.
That's 1 p.m. on Friday, so set a reminder.
Anything goes.
Anything goes. We will be opening up questions in the Discord tomorrow for that. So if you want to become a diehard to ask Bill Armstrong a question, you can do so.
Only diehards will get to ask Bill Armstrong questions.
And that will be in Discord tomorrow. So keep an eye. I'll pin that message. And then, then we'll have a post-game show Friday night and a post-game show Saturday night. So should be
That's 7 o'clock till
couple days.
on Friday?
Yep. 7 o'clock, both days. So check it out. And subscribe to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel if I haven't said that already. But enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, everybody. And we will see you all on Friday.
We all silly like the mayor.